f is concave up and f of negative 3 equals 2 and f prime of negative 3 equals 4, what is the estimate of f of negative 2.9 using the local linear approximation for f at x equals negative 3? And is it an overestimate or underestimate? All right, lots of words going on here, but pretty straightforward question actually. Since we're using the local linear approximation, I'm going to underline that. What that means is we need to find the tangent line at the x value that they're giving us. All right, and so that means we need to use our tangent line equation in point slope form. To remind us, that is going to be y minus, I'm going to use my preferred form, f of a equals f prime of a times x minus a. And it's situations like these where I really prefer it. In this case, what's our a value? I see that in our question, our a value is negative 3, and so I'm going to replace negative 3 in here. Y minus f of negative 3 equals f prime of negative 3 times x minus negative 3. All right, now we can just substitute the values that we know. I see in the question that f of negative 3 is 2 and that f prime of negative 3 is 4. So I can go back in and I'm going to substitute those values. Y minus 2 equals 4 times x, and net minus negative 3, just plus 3, so plus 3. All right, so now we have our equation. And the question asks us to estimate f of negative 2.9. The reason we have to estimate this is because we have no idea what f is. It doesn't say f of x equals this. We just have this information about it, and we need to estimate what the value is going to be. In order to estimate, I'm going to use a different color here. I'm going to use a different color. And name that in our estimate, we plug in our new x value. Plug in our new x value into this equation that we've made, because now we have an equation we can use. So y minus 2 equals 4 times negative 2.9 plus 3. All right, so we're just going to keep solving this out. Y minus 2 equals 4. Negative 2.9 plus 3 is going to be positive 0.1. Y minus 2 equals 0.4, and then we add 2 to both sides, and we get y equals 2.4. And so I'm seeing that my estimate for f of negative 2.9 is approximately 2.4. Now here's the question. What is this? Is this an overestimate or an underestimate? That's the final part of the question. Is it an overestimate or an underestimate? Now, the way you know that is based on if this is concave up or concave down. I see that the function is concave up, and so this is an underestimate because the function is concave up. If you recall from the lesson, here is the perfect example of a concave up curve, and if we have a tangent line, I'm going to draw this in red, like that, you'll see that that tangent line is always below. It's always below, and so since it's always below, it's always going to underestimate the values that we want. And so our final answer, and I'm going to highlight it in yellow, is this. That's our estimate, and this is our belief. It is an underestimate.